this is Stampy, and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video, and another video inside of Stampy's lovely world. Good morning, William Beaver. Good morning, Polly Reindeer. In today's episode, we are going to be going back to the farm factory, where we are going to be doing our start on the inside. We spent a lot of time on the outside, and I'm happy with it. But now we have the difficult part to do, the inside, the complicated part. But I have faith. I have faith that we're going to be able to do it. And I also have cake, and I'm confident that I'm going to be able to eat it. Nom 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 nom. Very, very tasty. Barnaby, you can sign up and you can join me. And before we go and head to the farm factory, I, of course, need to do my morning routine. In the real world, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I have a shower, and I'm ready for the day. In the Minecraft world, I wake up, I eat a cake, and then I go and add someone to my love garden. I prefer the Minecraft version, personally. Anyway, today to the love garden, I am adding CJ Guest. And the reason I'm adding them is because they made a Lego model of me. And I've been sent a few Lego Stampy models. But this one's really cool because all of the limbs move, like the legs move, the arms move, the head moves, and I'm holding cake as well, and it's just like a little Stampy Lego robot, which I think is really cool. So thank you so much for sending it to me, and welcome to my love garden. Right then, let's go over to the doghouse, and we can decide which dog is going to be joining me today. And then, as I said, we are going back to the farm factory, which, as I said, the outside is completely done. It's the way it needs to be. It's the inside we need to deal with today. So I'm kind of looking forward to, and also dreading, having to work on building this thing today. And let's do it while being joined by, looks like Polly wants Sherbet to join us, and I agree with you, Polly. A fine choice of dog to join us for today. So if you have perchance missed the last couple episodes, well, I guess you'll be in for a bit of a shock, because there's a giant thing here now. We built an enormous thing down here, and hello, William. I honestly didn't see you then until you started throwing things out. You were perfectly camouflaged. So yeah, this is the farm factory. It's basically going to be like a giant automated farm. Just to kind of bring Stampy's lovely world into the 21st century, where instead of having the old kind of farm down there, which is a nice little farm, we're going to have this much bigger, kind of grander one, where everything that can be automated is going to be automated. So, right then, let's do a start on the floor. Don't panic, I am not going to spend like the next 20 minutes just digging away and replacing the floor. I'm going to get just kind of like the section where we need to start building, and then William, oh, careful, William. You scare me, William. When you're walking backwards digging like that and I'm digging behind you scare me. We're not playing spontaneous sleep today. But oh, is he gone? I think he just fell. Can I see into the future? I could tell what was going to happen before it happened. He was just being way too wild with that shovel. He just loves digging so much. He just gets all excited and he just goes a little bit crazy, and then sometimes accidents do happen. So yeah, I'm just going to get at least a good part of the floor done around here. And then I can go and kind of start building everything that's going to be here. So this is the plan for today. This is what I want to have happen. So I'm going to say what the plan is. And then at the end of the episode, we can look back to the plan and we can compare what, did happen compared to what I wanted to have happen, and see how well we were able to stick with the plan. So the plan is I want to get the entrance done here. And basically what the entrance is going to be is a giant row of hoppers. And the hoppers are going to kind of collect everything that has been gathered inside of the farm. So everything's going to be sorted automatically, so I don't need to worry about doing that. I want to get that section done today. That's step number one. I also want to get the sugarcane part done. There's going to be an automated sugarcane part, which is going to be 100% automated. In fact, everything that we're doing today is going to be 100% just automatic, which means like I could literally set everything going. Then I could go on holiday. I could go away for ages. I could literally not visit here in months. And then I come back and all of the hoppers are going to be completely filled, because it's going to be doing all of the work. So we have to do the work now just to get it ready, and then we're going to come back, and then we're not going to have to kind of worry about doing anything ever again, because it's going to be doing it. It's not the same for everything. Some of the things you do need to keep replanting, but for everything we're doing today, that's what we're going to be doing. So yeah, sugarcane we're going to do next, and then there's going to be melons and pumpkins. And the good things about the melons and the pumpkins is it's basically the same. The way that they grow and the way that you harvest them is pretty much the same. They are, of course, slightly different. When you do the melons, they kind of explode into loads loads of like little slices of melons. But apart from that, it's basically the exact same method. So they're going to be pretty easy. And then the last things we need to do are the mushrooms, which are, they're a little bit more difficult just because they need a dark area to be able to be grown in. But apart from that, they're not going to be too difficult either. So each thing individually, as I said, isn't going to be too difficult. It's just the way I need to kind of fit them all in together and make them all kind of linked up with one giant minecart track. Because the way this is going to work is we're going to have a minecart with a hopper in. And that's going to be the thing that goes and collects everything. So absolutely everything in here is going to be collected by just one minecart with a hopper in, which is going to be going and basically sucking everything up and then bringing it to the front here. So at the front here, we need to do a giant row of hoppers. So there's going to be 12 different things that we are growing in here. So let me do a row of hoppers kind of going along here. And there needs to be 12 of them, which means it should be 5 blocks away from the edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That's the amount we need going this way. And then we can go and do the same this side. And now we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think I did one too many. Let me just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I did get it right the first time. I knew it didn't look right. So yeah, these are all of the things that are going to be gathered up. And then I can do a little bit of a wall behind it. And then there's going to be a bunch of item frames, which are going to be above the hoppers, which is basically the easiest way to kind of see what's in there. Of course, you could kind of use signs or something as well. But, you know, you can't get confused. If you go and see a hopper with a picture of a carrot above it, you got a pretty good idea that hopper is going to have carrots inside of it. So this is going to be the easiest way to do it. Of course, if you don't have enough leather or something, you could just go and use signs as well that way. But I want to be fancy and use my item frame. So let's just go and put all of these along here. I don't have all of the items on me yet, so I can't go and fill them all up. But it's good to have all of this ready. And I guess kind of as we go and we get the materials, I can go and start filling the rest in. I lost one though. Where did the item frame go? Is it in my inventory? Where did it go? Did you see there was one in there? Has it fallen from? Oh no, I know where it is. It's in the hopper. Of course it's in the hopper. That's what hoppers do. I thought I was going mad then. Oh, that would have driven me crazy if I wasn't able to find that. So what we need to have here is basically like a big old minecart track. So let me go and make some sticks here. And then how many tracks can I make out of that? There we go, 32 tracks. That should be okay for now. So this track is going to be looping around everywhere. Like it's going to be going all the way to the back. It's going to be kind of going back and forth, almost like a roller coaster, just to make sure everything can be collected up. So let's just go and do a start of it here. And then the way it really gets started is when it goes and makes its way down here. And that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and do all of the mechanical stuff from here all the way to the back wall over there, which is where the mushrooms are going to be grown, just so it's kind of nice and dark in the corner, and I can actually actually put them there. So the first thing that I need to do is going to be the sugarcane is where we're going to start off. Sugarcane is probably the easiest one. I mean, no, as I said, none of these things individually are difficult, but I think overall the sugar canes are probably the easiest part. So the sugar canes are going to be growing here. The only tricky thing with the sugar cane is that they need water to grow. I guess most of the things do, but that's kind of the trickiest thing involved with them. So I need to put some water down here. I am then going to immediately cover up this water because it always scares me having water around minecart tracks and redstone. But that means that I can now go and place down the sugarcane here like that. And the way it's going to work is we're going to use a observer and then a piston as well. And so observer blocks, basically, they see when any change happens in a block. So for example, if some sugarcane goes and grows in front of one, that will set off a redstone signal, which is very, very handy because that is exactly what we need to have happen here. So if I go and put the piston so it's down here like this, when this piston extends, say if this sugarcane had grown 3 blocks high, it would break away both the 2 bottom blocks, which means it can actually be pretty efficient. You can kind of grow things really, really fast and kind of get loads of sugarcane really, really quickly. The observer block needs to be above it, so that means it will see the sugarcane once it's grown 3 blocks high. You don't want to do it the other way around because it won't work. Make sure you do it this way around. So let me go and make some more of these spruce planks so I can go and fill the rest of the area in here. And the only other thing I need to add is 1 little block of redstone there, 1 tiny bit of redstone dust, and that just means that this observer block will set off the the piston. Apart from that, that's the only redstone you need. So let me just go and do a bit of a demonstration. Actually, let me fill in the front first, because at the moment, if that sugarcane got broken, the sugarcane, it would kind of go absolutely everywhere. It would go all over the place, and I don't really want that to happen. So let's go and fill in the front of the area here first, just to kind of make sure it's a little bit more contained, so the sugarcane lands where we want it to go. So let's go up here and let's do my example. So sugarcane grows to here, nothing happens. But then actually, let's go and fill a bit more glassing, because otherwise it will go everywhere. And then yeah, sugarcane grows to here, and then boom! Do you see that? The piston goes and extends and pushes the sugarcane down there, which is great. The only thing is now it may seem that the sugarcane is kind of a little bit stuck down there. Of course, I want it to be automatically gathered up, and then that's where our minecart with a hopper comes into play, which is kind of one of my favorite but underused mechanics inside of Minecraft. I did use it for one of my mini games ages ago, but apart from that, I've not really used it very much. So basically, when this goes underneath, it will pick up all of the sugarcane. It'll go suck it all up, and then inside of the hopper, you can see that we have the sugarcane. And then this minecart would continue making its way around the entire building, basically doing that with everything, gathering up everything that I need it to gather up. And whoa, Polly is Polly is already hard at work getting all of the rest done. Let me go and throw you down my observer blocks, Polly, and then tell you what, you go and you do the rest of these, and then I can go and do a start on the next section here, which is going to be either the melons or the pumpkins. It doesn't really matter. They're basically the exact same thing. So it's going to work in a pretty similar way, I guess. So the minecart track is going to go underneath where I'm building now. I know it kind of looks like I'm blocking it off, and I have at the moment, but I can break that block away. I just needed to get to the top here. So instead of using, actually, it's actually kind of simpler a little bit. If I think about it, it's actually almost a simpler way to do it, the way I'm doing it with these. So rather than using an observer block, it's just going to use a very simple redstone signal, because both pumpkins and melons are blocks. Just any block in the game, well, pretty much any block in the game, sends a redstone signal if you send one to it, which is very, very handy for what we need to do here. So let's go and put the track in first, because the track is a great way, if you do try to build this or something similar, is a great way to make sure everything is in line, because we need to make sure that whatever gets gathered up is directly above where this minecart track is, because otherwise then the thingy won't be able to gather up the minecart hopper thingy. I don't know, I should come up with a name for it, 'cause it's really hard to say like hopper in a minecart every single time. So basically, we are once again going to be using a piston for this one here. This time, the piston is going to be up here. Do I have a piston on me? Yes, I do. I just need to make sure it's facing the right way. There we go. Perfect. So that's where that's going to be. And so that, of course, needs to be where it grows. So only put down 2 bits of dirt, because we can plant it here, and then it will grow here. I keep saying it. Let's say pumpkin. I'm going to do the pumpkin this time. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, so the pumpkin will be planted here, and then it will grow there. If I added more dirt around it, then that means there's more places where it could grow, but we want to control it to make sure it only grows exactly where we want it to grow. So let's go and fill in the rest of the area here, because we need to add in a bit of water, kind of just like we did with the sugarcane. We can kind of leave this one open because it's pretty out of the way. I'm pretty sure it's not going to mess anything up. And then let's go and fill in the rest of the ground here, and then I'll show you how like the actual kind of important redstone part of this is going to work. So first things first, let's go and plant our pumpkin. I wanted to kind of do like a good demonstration of this stuff, so I'd love to show it actually growing and working, but the chances of that happening are pretty slim. I will I will be honest, but let's just go and plant it now, just in case perchance it does happen to grow and we can see it works. That would be pretty exciting. And then once again, we need to do some hoppers. So this time we're going to have a hopper, and basically this is going to just send the pumpkin into this hopper, which will then be sucked up by the minecart as it goes past. And then this hopper, very important, needs to be facing down this way. So basically anything that gets inside of this hopper, like this pumpkin seed, will then get pushed to this hopper here like this. Oh, and it took one of my spruce planks as well by the looks of things. So yeah, that's the way that needs to be. This back area here we can kind of just fill in. This doesn't really matter. We can just kind of fill the whole area in so the water doesn't go and spill anywhere. And then now we just need to do the redstone signal itself. So we're going to make a redstone repeater. I'm going to be good, and I'm going to go back to the crafting table that I made before, so I don't go and make another one. And what do I need? I need to make some torches, and let's just go make a few of these because I might need some of them a little bit later on. And so, yeah, all we're going to do is do a repeater, which is going to be on top of this hopper, which is basically going to be pushing the redstone signal in that direction. The redstone signal is going to start from a lever, which we can go and place down. I guess we can just go and place it down here like that, and then we can go and just put another block on top of the track just to try and make sure that the pumpkin doesn't kind of ping off and go anywhere. So yeah, basically this means that any block which is placed here is going to send a redstone signal. So if we then put a bit of redstone dust here, at the moment it's not lit up, but if I was to place a block down here, it would send the signal, and then that would light up the redstone, and then push this, and if there was a pumpkin or a melon here, it would get broken. So I don't want to really demonstrate it with anything I have on me now, because if I put down just like a block of wood or something there, it would just slide everything out of the way. It needs to be a melon or a pumpkin for it to actually break, but I don't actually have one on me right now. Actually, I know what I could do. I could borrow one from the wall. If I go and break away this pumpkin here, this is going to be the perfect way to demonstrate it. Why was I there saying that, oh, I need a pumpkin or a melon when like half the building is made out of them? So what you can see now is if I go and place down this pumpkin here, it will, oh, let me place it. It's going to let me place it. Can I place it down here? Oh, I don't think it's letting me place it because it's kind of counting it as farmland. This can be just normal dirt, by the way. This doesn't need to be farmland dirt. And I keep putting the pumpkin on my head. I kept doing that the other day as well. So now, fingers crossed this is going to work and I haven't got it wrong. I think I have got it right. So if I place the pumpkin down now, it should just go and get put straight into that hopper, ready to be collected. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. So as one would grow from here, it would go and just get destroyed and get put straight into this hopper where it would go and be collected up by the minecart hopper. Very, very good. And now let me just go and put the wall back down because I made a bit of a mess. I just need to make sure that the face isn't showing. I can go and put it down sideways. Thank you for that, pumpkin. You can go back to your post now. And then, oh, didn't I place a block to go? Oh, I think I need to go and put that back down there. So there we go. And that's the way that this section needs to be. Pretty simple. And then, as I said, it can be exactly the same for the way the melons are. And so we can do a few of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 of them, 2 pumpkin ones in a row there. As you can see, Polly has already started doing the next one. And then we'll do 2 melon ones in a row because they go pretty slow, because you kind of have to do one at a time with them. They're one of the slower things. But of course, because they're like 100% automatic, you can just leave them. Like, they're just going to keep going for ages. So if you just like, you could just leave your world open overnight and then come back in the morning and just have loads and loads and loads of them. So they're going to be pretty simple to kind of deal with. So now, while I leave Polly to do that, I might go and start doing the mushrooms. And can I just have a moment to appreciate William Beaver, who has just been non-stop just doing this floor here. It's like the biggest floor in the world. Like, spontaneous spleef was not really an option here because spontaneous spleef would take literally all day. It's like one of the biggest rooms that we've done. And William Beaver is just like determined to do the entire thing in just one day. So I want to take my hat off, or I guess my pumpkin off to William Beaver for the work that he's doing. And of course Polly as well, which is helping me out building everything as well. So right then, this is where the minecart track is going to go down to. At this point, it's going to kind of loop around and go back in the other direction, but we don't need to worry about that too much today. We're going to have to worry about that in the next episode. But for now, all we need to worry about is the mushroom section. So the reason it's down in this corner down here is just because it's going to be dark enough, basically. The mushrooms need a pretty dark area to be able to grow in. So we are going to have to put kind of some torches around the room. The only place that we really need to avoid is kind of this last little corner down here. So once again, we need to make sure that it's going to be directly above where the minecart is going to go underneath down here. And this one is really, really simple. Once again, we're just going to be using the pistons again. They're going to be the things breaking the mushrooms. So we're going to have a piston there and then a piston right here as well. If you want to do it a little bit further back or kind of make it look different, you could use like a sticky piston and kind of have it pushing a block. I think using a normal one will be quite fine. And then the way this one's going to work, rather than using an observer or a redstone signal, we're actually going to use the minecart itself. So I need to make a detector rail. So basically every single time the minecart goes past it, it's going to set off a redstone signal. And what do I need? I need to make a pressure plate first, and then I can make the detector rail. So yeah, every time it goes past, it's just going to extend it. So the majority of the times when the minecart goes past, it's not going to set anything off. It's basically just going to be, it's going to set off the pistons, but there's going to be no mushrooms there. But when the mushrooms do grow, it just means that they're going to be basically immediately broken. And then that means they're going to be gathered up. So this one's really simple. Basically, I just do a redstone signal looping around the back here like that. I can do one looping around the back here like this as well. And then that means, let me just do a test to make sure of it before I get too confident. That means if that goes past there like that, there we go. Both of the pistons get extended. So now all we need to do is go and add in the mushrooms. So once again, this bit is really, really simple. Basically, we can just place down mushrooms either side of where the pistons are. And then that means that when they spread to in front of the piston, they're going to be in the right place. So we can put those down there like that. And I guess we can kind of just put one of these down there in the middle like that as well. Well, tell you what I could do to make this a little bit more efficient is I can move this piston along by one. Then that way there's more mushrooms to kind of have a chance to spread, if that makes sense. So then that means I can do like a mushroom either side. And then that means either one of these, excuse me, Sherbet, excuse me. Yeah, so that means that either side of these mushrooms could spread to the one in the middle. It just means they're going to go a little bit quicker. To be fair, like, I have so many mushrooms collected from my normal mushroom farm anyway, and because this is automatic, like, I really don't need this many mushrooms, but hey, I might as well show you how to make the most efficient version, and this is going to be the most efficient version. So let me move this along by one, which is where the detector rail is going to go off. You could do it with, like, in a different way. You could just do a clock which goes to set it off, like, you know, more regularly or something. But this is just a way that, you know, the minecart has quite a long journey to go. So it's not going to be kind of going off too regularly. So I think this is just a nice way to kind of use what is already there. And then once again, the only other thing that we need to worry about is to make sure that the mushrooms kind of just don't go flying off in a random direction. So we can just go and put some glass around the outside here. But to be fair, like, it's going to be landing right down here anyway. Like, there's not many places for it to go. But let's just go and block off the entire area around the outside here, just to make sure that the mushrooms are going to end up exactly where we need them to be. And eventually, there's going to be like a giant glass wall the entire way along here anyway, so we don't need to worry about that too much. Let's just go up an extra block just to make sure when those mushrooms do spread, they're going to be exactly where we need them to be. So there we go. That's kind of like doing at least one of all of the things. Of course, we need to go and add in a couple more of the melon things down there where they need to be. But as I said, they're exactly the same as the other one is. So the only other thing I want to do is just add in a few power rails, just to make sure it's going to make its way the entire way along. So I guess I can just use a detector rail and then just do a couple power rails down here. It doesn't need to go crazy fast. I don't really want it to go too fast, to be honest. I kind of want it just to go and make its way around, just so you're going to be able to see it more. Like, I've kind of made it so that you're going to be able to see it the entire way around, just to make it look like things are all going off at the same time. And as you can see, the sugarcane there, that's about to grow and it's going to be set off. The pumpkin down here probably isn't too far off growing. I probably need to add just a few more lights in this area here, so then that way everything that grows can grow all through the night, just of course making sure it doesn't get too bright for the mushrooms down there, otherwise they're going to pop up. But yeah, this is the way the minecart is going to start. It's going to go and start from here, and it's going to go and make its entire way along down there, and then if any of those things had grown, they would all be collected up and put inside of the minecart, and then it would be ready to go and make its way back on the other side to go and collect everything that's going to be down here. So there we go. We have done 1/3 of all of the mechanics that need to be inside of this farm factory. I told you it was going to be a big project when we started building it. And William Beaver has done 100% of the floor, and you can have your pufferfish. I believe this pufferfish belongs to you, so there's your prize. You can have your pufferfish back. And Polly has done an absolutely amazing job finishing off everything that I started but didn't bother finishing. Sadly, though, speaking of finishing, this is going to be the end of this episode here. As always, there will be a link in the description to the next episode once it's online. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!